When you're buying a classic truck, you're more than likely going to have to deal with rust. Now with rust, there is two differences. You have surface rust and you have rot. And it's very important to know those differences. And if you don't, then stick around for this video because we're going to teach you the difference between the two. When you're looking at a rust spot, it's very important to know the difference between surface rust and rot. When you have surface rust, it's usually pretty easy to fix. You're usually just chipping back the paint, getting it down to a bare metal, and then protecting it with a coating, and then painting it afterwards. Now with rot, it's a bit different. If you have rot, you're usually going to have to cut out the area of the panel that's rotted out, and then you're going to have to weld in a patch panel, perform some body work until it's nice and smooth again. Now if we go ahead and we walk over to the bed of our C10, we can show you a pretty good example of what rot is. Unfortunately, our bed seals aren't in the best condition, but they do serve a good purpose here. And that purpose is showing you a good example of rot. So you can see this area is pretty crusty and it has a lot of holes in it, which is a very big sign of rot. Now if you go ahead and start taking a flathead or even your hand, you can actually notice that all of this metal here is really soft. And if you just go ahead and use a little bit more force, the screwdriver actually will go through. Now this is a great example of rot, and basically at this point you're going to want to go ahead and cut out all of the areas that has the rot and then weld in a patch panel from there. Now if you don't have the skill or knowledge to be able to weld in a patch panel, don't worry, we do sell replacement seals for the bed on our website, so don't be afraid to check them out. Now let's go ahead and check out what surface rust looks like. So here's an area on our bed that we'd like to call surface rust. So if we take our screwdriver over to this area of rust and start pushing down on it, you'll notice it's a lot stronger than the area that has rot. This area is still savable, so what we could end up doing is we could knock all the paint back, get all that rust out of there, put a coating over it, paint it, and then it'll be protected and you won't have to run into this problem later on down the road. Now when you are going ahead and taking care of a surface rust issue, you have to make sure that you spend a good bit of time prepping it. If you have any rust that's left over and you just decide to paint over it, you're going to be running into the same step later on down the road. Also, when you are fixing an area with surface rust, don't leave it sit overnight if it's like a raw metal or anything. Make sure if you're doing all this work, you're going to do it all in a couple hours and get it done in the same day. If you end up leaving a raw exposed metal overnight or in any area with moisture, you're also going to come back to the same thing that you just got rid of. Hopefully with this information, you're ready to start attacking the rust on your classic truck. But if you're worried that you don't have enough time, or if you're not going to be able to make it to your favorite show this season, then don't be afraid to check out our website because we have plenty of replacement panels available on there. It's time to drop a gear and disappear. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, check out the link in the description for all your classic truck part needs.